Hello everyone, welcome back to CSEC English with Ms.Skeene. If you are new here, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you will be notified every time I upload a new video. In today's video, we will be focusing on the January 2020 CSEC English A Paper 3. Stay tuned. Paper 3 is centered around one main theme or topic. The themes that you will normally see on a Paper 3 are similar to those that students use in the SBA. If you need a more detailed review of how questions are structured or asked, I will leave a video link below so you can definitely go and check that out. This paper focuses on skin bleaching, so let's get straight into reading and answering the questions. Examine the three texts carefully and then answer the questions that follow. Text 1. Article from a newspaper. Skin bleaching. Makisha Simpson covers her body in greasy white cream and bundles up in a tracksuit to avoid the fierce sun. But she's not worried about skin cancer. The 23-year-old resident of a Kingston ghetto hopes to transform her dark complexion to a cafe au lait color common among Jamaica's elite and favored by many men in her neighborhood. She believes a fairer skin could be her ticket to a better life. So she spends her meager savings on cheap black market connections that promise to lighten her pigment. Simpson and her friends ultimately shrug off public health campaigns and reggae hits blasting the reckless practice. Simpson said, "I hear the people that say bleaching bad, but I'll still do it. I won't stop 'cause I like it, and I know how to do it safe." Lightening creams are not effectively regulated in Jamaica, where even roadside vendors sell tubes and plastic bags of powders and ointments from cardboard boxes stacked along sidewalks in market districts. Dr. Richard Desnos, president of the Dermatology Association of Jamaica, said many of the tubes are unlabeled as to their actual ingredients. Hardcore bleachers use illegal ointments smuggled into the Caribbean country that contain toxins like mercury, a metal that blocks the production of melanin, which gives skin its color. Some impoverished people resort to homemade mixtures of toothpaste or curry powder, which can stain the skin with a yellowish tint. The Jamaican Ministry of Health does not have data on damage caused by skin bleaching agents, though dermatologists and other health officials say they have been seeing more cases. Eva Lewis Fuller, the ministry's director of health promotion and protection, is redoubling education programs to combat bleaching in this predominantly black island of 2.8 million people, where images of fair-skinned people predominate in commercials for high-end products and in the social pages of newspapers. She said, "Bleaching has gotten far worse and widespread in recent years." Ms. Lewis Fuller went on to say, "Bleachers want to be accepted within their circle of society. They want to be attractive to the opposite sex. They want career opportunities. But we are saying there are side effects and risks. It can disfigure your face." The bleaching trend is sparking a growing public debate in Jamaica. Even dancehall reggae hits celebrate the practice or condemn it. The most public proponent of bleaching is a singing star Vybz Kartel, whose own complexion has dramatically lightened in recent years, is Look Pa Me contains the lines, "The girl them love off me brown cute face. The girl them love off me bleach out face." He, Cartel, insists that skin bleaching is simply a personal choice, like tattooing. The article really speaks of people's views on skin bleaching. People bleach because they want to fit in or because they want to be accepted in a particular social class. The practice is linked to an identity crisis where people believe that a fairer skin is better or more accepted. So, this is a cultural problem, and we see it in Jamaica every single day. A lot of times in quarrels, people curse black people, they curse the black complexion, and they say things like, "Gwe, you're black and ugly like monkey." So here, beauty is not associated with blackness. This is one of the main reasons why people tend to bleach, because they believe that a lighter skin tone means that you are more beautiful. Even though health officials pinpoint the health risk associated, some people tend to turn a blind eye.
Jamaica, if you're not bleaching, you're not saying nothing, because bleaching turn up the thing. So when you bleach, America look more nicer, look more sexier, and look more cuter than you was.
Text 2 is a cartoon.
You can't use me bleaching soap and wash me clothes.
Text 2 presents an image of a man and a woman. The woman is washing the man's clothes with cake soap. The man appears to be Vybz Kartel, who is expressing to the lady that she can't use his precious bleaching soap to wash his clothes. We all know that Kartel was famous for cake soap. Here we can see the value that he places on the soap. Apparently, it is more important than having clean clothes. Text 3. Diary of a Dark-Skinned Girl by Stephanie Babatunde. March 28, 2007. Dear Diary, I am still dark-skinned. I've been scrubbing my face really hard with soap and water for a while now, but the darkness in my skin won't go away. I pray one day I'll be able to scrub the ugliness away so I can be a pretty light-skinned girl. XO, XO, XO. April 13, 2007. Dear Diary, I am still dark-skinned. I've been on Google for about 5 hours straight trying to find any home remedies to lighten my skin. So far, I've tried lemon juice, which really burned, baking soda, which gave me a rash, and raw eggs, which stunk. Sadly, none of them worked. I am still dark-skinned. I am still ugly. One day I'll find a way to lighten my skin so I can be pretty for once. October 2, 2007. Dear Diary, I am still dark-skinned. I've noticed that most of the people that make me feel ugly about being dark-skinned are other black people. Why is that? On top of that, even other dark-skinned boys sit around and call dark-skinned girls ugly or undesirable. I don't get it. We're both dark-skinned. Why don't dark-skinned girls get to be pretty too? November 19, 2007. Dear Diary, I am still dark-skinned. I stumbled upon bleaching cream in my mother's bedroom today. I stole it and read the directions. It guarantees lighter skin. Do you realize what this means? I finally get to be beautiful. XO, XO, XO. January 6, 2008. Dear Diary, I am still dark-skinned. The bleaching cream was a rip-off. I finished the entire container of skin bleaching cream and nothing changed. I am starting to feel like I'm never going to be able to fix myself. I'm stuck with being dark skinned. This is the saddest thing ever. July 10, 2008. Dear Diary, I am still dark skinned. I haven't written in a while. I've been very depressed lately. I'm so tired of the way people treat me because I am dark skinned. I'm so tired of these deep insecurities holding me back from doing things like being out in the sun or going to the pool during the summer. Life would be so much better if I wasn't dark skinned. XO, XO, XO. September 22, 2008. Dear Diary, I am still dark skinned. Something happened today. I met this girl. Her name is Gabby. She's dark skinned like me too, but she's different. She actually likes her dark skin. She also compliments me on my complexion and tells me to love myself. This is the first time I've heard someone say something positive about dark skin. I like it. XO, XO, XO. February 9, 2009. Dear Diary, I am still dark skinned. It's been 2 years since I've written to you. I've been busy growing up, growing emotionally and mentally. I realize now that being dark skinned was never the problem. I don't hate my dark skin. I hate how others choose to treat me because of my dark skin. It's going to be a while, but I'm learning to embrace and love my dark skin. I'm learning to love myself. XO, XO, XO. Text 3 presents diary entries of a young woman who is frustrated and depressed because she is dark skinned. Her level of frustration can be seen in each entry where she constantly repeats the line, I am still dark skinned. This shows that she was hoping that one day she would wake up being a lighter skin tone. She feels ugly because she is dark, and her other black peers add fuel to the fire by cursing her dark skin. Colorism is a major problem in the black community. Those who have a darker shade are mistreated or discriminated against. They are made to feel inferior. Colorism evolved when the enslavement of people was a common practice. Enslavers typically gave preferential treatment to enslaved people with fairer complexion. The darker skinned slaves would toil in the fields while their light skinned counterparts usually work indoors, so they do light chores or light activities. Light skin is so coveted that whitening creams continue to be the best sellers, especially in inner city communities. This girl tries to bleach her skin, however, it does not work for her. After her unsuccessful attempts of altering her complexion, she got complimented on how beautiful her black skin is. And, she started to love herself. So these entries really speak to what we have happening in our society today. Now let's answer the questions. Question 1A, and it is worth 6 marks. Outline the main idea or issue presented in each of the 3 texts. Text 1. The main issue presented in the text is the extent to which some Jamaicans go to alter their complexion to be accepted by society. There are numerous side effects, however, bleachers believe that it is a personal choice. Text 2. The main issue presented in text 2 is the value being placed on the bleaching soap. The speaker believes that the soap is of more importance than his clothes. This shows that he has the wrong priorities. Text 3. The main issue being presented in the text is the lack of self-esteem due to having dark skin. The speaker believes that having a lighter skin tone will make her beautiful. She is jeered by her own black people who curse her complexion. She is depressed because her attempts of lightening her skin proved futile. She got positive comments on her complexion, which caused a shift in the way she sees herself. She has learned to love herself and her black skin. Question 1b, 3 marks. Choose one of the 3 texts and assess the appropriateness of the text you have chosen for the purpose of communicating the idea or issue. I have selected text 3 to assess. The diary entries are effective in presenting details about one's life. The use of the repetition "I am still dark" for each entry points to the frustration of the woman who has tried everything to lighten her complexion, but nothing worked. This has caused low self-esteem. Additionally, colorism is one of the main reasons for skin bleaching. The diary entries allow the reader to see the journey of the speaker from being a depressed woman with low self-esteem to a person who has learned self-acceptance. Question 1, Part C, 6 marks. Choose any 2 of the following text: newspaper article, cartoon, diary, then identify one language technique used in each and explain its effectiveness. If you want to learn more about the language techniques, I'll leave a link for a video in the description below, and I'll also leave the card above so you can go and click and watch. It's supposed to be fun. The text that I have selected is the newspaper article on skin bleaching. The technique is authoritative evidence. Effectiveness. Mentioning Dr. Richard Desnos, president of the Dermatology Association of Jamaica, and Eva Lewis Fuller, director of the Health Promotion and Protection at Jamaica's Ministry of Health, adds credibility and reliability to the argument. The arguments about the effects of skin bleaching are factual, and the statements from the Health Ministry's director show that extensive research was done to determine the reasons behind skin bleaching. The next text is A Diary of a Dark-Skinned Girl. Technique: the writer in the diary uses repetition. Effectiveness: the use of the repetition "I am still dark-skinned" to begin each diary entry shows how much the speaker hates her dark skin. This simple sentence creates an impression of emotion simply because the sentence reinforces the overall message of the writer and what she wants to change about herself. For question 1, you get a total of 15 marks. Question 2A, 6 marks. When one is making a presentation, it is important to consider the composition of the audience. Explain 3 other factors which a speaker must consider when making an oral presentation. The first factor I'll be looking at is eye contact. Eye contact is very important. It creates a sense of connection between the speaker and the audience. Unlike mailing or instant messaging, live presentations can offer the audience a better experience by making everything more personal. The next factor is body language. Words are not enough. When you are in front of more people, you have to know how to stimulate more than one of their five senses. The way you move your body while delivering the speech can change things to the better and make your presentation more entertaining and interesting. The next factor is quality of voice. Quality of voice of the presenter affects the effectiveness of the presentation. Voice modulation is likely to have a greater impact on your audience, whereas monotonous voice will bore the audience. Question 2B. 3 marks. You have been asked to make an oral presentation on the main subject or issue of the text. List 3 points you would discuss in the oral presentation. Point 1. Bleaching can cause abnormalities in a newborn baby if used during pregnancy. Point 2. Bleaching can cause skin cancer. And point 3. The black skin is not a symbol of shame. Question 2, Part C, 6 marks. Question 2 is worth a total of 15 marks. Think of a group of persons who may be interested in the issues outlined in the oral presentation in 2B. Identify 3 features of the group to which the presentation would be made and 3 techniques that you would use to keep the group interested in your presentation. So this group would feature vendors of skin bleaching products. Also, men and women who bleach their skin. And another feature would be persons who are considering bleaching their skin. Techniques to keep the group interested. The first one is to provide supportive and compelling visual aids such as pictures, videos, and brochures to stimulate the interest of the audience about the irreversible effects of skin bleaching. The next technique is to allow for audience participation through a question and answer and a feedback segment. This will give the audience an opportunity to better understand the issue. The next technique is to do a role play about embracing one's blackness to boost the self-esteem of the audience. And that's it for part 1 of this paper, where you have the short answer questions. Make the comment section a learning arena where you comment your answers.